Hi everyone! Today we're going to go over the homework from lesson 2B-3, day 3. This has been a long one, people. All right, so number 1 says, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form and graph. So slope-intercept form, that is our y equals mx plus b. So remember, we talked about this in class. In order to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form, you need a slope and you need a y-intercept. Now let's take a look at what is given to us. We're given this information. The line passes through the points 2, 3 and 0, -1. Now, remember we need a slope and a y-intercept. We are not given a slope, but we are given 2 points. So the first step is to calculate our rate of change by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's say that this is our x1, y1, and this is our x2, y2. And let us calculate that slope. So y2, -1, minus 3, minus y1, over x2, which is 0, minus -2. So we have -4 over +2, because this negative turns into positives. So m in this case is equal to -2. So that's our rate of change. Now, I want you to also think about this. We're given 2 coordinates, x1, y1, x2, y2. We found our slope. Let me label that just so we don't get confused. Slope. Now, for slope-intercept form, we need our y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, you need to understand what a y-intercept is. A y-intercept is the point on the graph that will cross the y-axis. So I want you to think about it. What is always your x-coordinate when you have a y-intercept? Anything that crosses the y-axis will always be at an x value of 0. Because if it's on this axis here, it has to be an x value of 0. So if you look up here, this is telling me I have the point 0, -1, which already falls on the y-axis. So I know my y-intercept is actually going to be -1. Now, if you forgot that, and you wanted to calculate it by hand, you would start with your y equals mx plus b. You would substitute in your slope of -2. And you would also substitute in one set of points. So let's just use this point here, 0, -1. You'd plug in -1 for y, and you would plug in 0 for x, and you would solve for b. Now, everyone and their grandma can see what happens here, that this is -1 is equal to -2 times 0 is just 0. 0 plus b is just b. So again, our y-intercept, our b, is equal to -1. So now that I have my m, and now that I also have my b, I can write y equals -2x minus 1. That's my equation in slope-intercept form. So now let's graph that. We're going to start, we're going to start over here at -1, and we're going to follow the rate of change, which is just down 2 over 1. This means down 2, right 1. So down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. So I'm just going to keep following that pattern. So now I have that half. I want to do the other half. I'm going to go up 2, left 1. Okay, and now we're going to connect our points, hopefully. Whoa, that was bad, people. Let's try that again. A little bit better. So now I have my line graphed. I'm going to make a table of 3 points. We're going to do this point, and this point. That's 0, negative 1. The next one is 1, comma, negative 3. And the next point is 2, comma, negative 5. And I'm going to end it by just labeling y equals negative 2x minus 1. And that's good. All right. Next up, this is a real world example. Anthony recently joins a gym. The linear function below describes the cost y of membership after x months, including the sign-up fee. So, my table is organized into 2 columns, months x, total cost y. Now I want you to understand what's happening here. For 0 months, it costs $50. For 3 months, it costs $125. And for 6 months, it costs $200. Okay? What is the slope? And what is its real world meaning? So when it says real world meaning, we have to relate months to total cost. But first, let's calculate the slope. We know that slope is the change in y over the change in x. So let's find that. My change in y, it appears that we are going up by 75s. My change in x appears to be going up by 3s. Okay, now remember, linear functions have a constant rate of change, so if you notice that it's going up by different numbers each time, like if it was going up by 75 then 100, then we know that something is not linear. It's not linear, so we did something wrong. Okay, so the change in y over the change in x is going to be 75 over 3, or 25. So m equals 25. Now, when we do this, we can say 25 over 1. Remember, the top is our y. So total cost, that's going to be $25, right, for 1 time x month. So the real world meaning is going to be membership costs $25 per month. That's how much it costs per month. Now, remember, the membership cost per month, you're going to pay that every month. So that's your rise over run, up 25 over 1, up 25 over 1, up 25 over 1. That is the reoccurring rate of change. Remember, the y-intercept is what you're starting with. So what is the initial sign-up fee? Well, if you look over here, it says for 0 months, we're still paying $50. So this is going to be our y-intercept. This is our initial value. Y-intercept is always your initial value, and this is going to be $50, and that is the sign-up fee. Okay? Remember, y-intercept is your initial value. We're starting at 0 months at a cost of $50. That's our initial value, so that is our y-intercept. And finally, after how many months of membership? I know months are X, so I'm trying to find an X here. After how many months of membership will he have paid a total of $275, so that's a Y. Right, so now, the only way I could figure that out is perhaps continuing the table, okay? Knowing what the rate of change is, knowing the pattern, or you can take your slope and your y-intercept, our slope of 25 and our y-intercept of 50, and you can make yourself an equation in y equals mx plus b form, like this. This says we're starting at $50 sign-up fee, and we're paying an additional $25 per month. Now, we're looking for how many months of membership will he have paid $275. So we're going to say that in this case, we know that total cost is Y. We know that that is $275. So we want to know after how many months, X, how many months of membership will he have paid $275. So we're going to plug in 275 for Y, and we're going to leave X blank, and we're going to solve for it. So you're going to subtract 50. So we have 225 equals 25x. Divide both sides out. And the answer is 9. So after 9 months, he will have paid $275 for this gym membership. Wow. The price you must pay. All right, guys. I hope this video helped you. Until next time.